Cupites, welcome back to the channel. So this is my this is Anfield player ratings. Like I've said to you before, I don't do the player ratings myself because you get accused of being biased, or people don't agree with your ratings. If I say, for example, I say, I don't know, Liverpool 9, and people I think it was a 7. So it just saves all the bullshit that comes with it. So it's easier just to do the player ratings off somebody else. So we'll get straight on with it. I don't need to talk anything else. I've done my review. So they've given Alisson a 7. Says called upon to stand up and make fine block just before the interval. Prior to that, he'd needed to race out a few times to clear longer balls and swept up behind the defence. Absolutely no chance with Martinez's strike at the roof of the net. Did have more chance to save the second from Diallo, but couldn't react or get down quickly enough. It's skidded in. Did well from several corners to punch or palm away from danger. Alexander-Arnold, 4. Caught in behind a couple of times by big passes over the top, including the big chance right at the end of the first half. Had one fierce shot blocked, but his passing and touch was wayward. A sloppy showing in keeping with the Reds overall. Started the restart by giving away the ball with a clearance, which led to their goal. Then failed to track and run or cut out a pass for it. Produced a cross which led to the handball and subsequently penalty, but then again wasn't able to help prevent a routine cutback from his side, which led to 2-2. Pass short to gift a counter-attack, which could easily have been 3-2 to United. I missed the last 10 minutes. My mate's IPTV wasn't working. It cut off. Abraham Kanate, 6. In surprise return to the starting lineup for the Frenchman after just a couple of full training sessions, and with, in truth, called upon far too often. Several big headers and clearances in the first 45 minutes and one really smart block, close quarters. This was no easing back in after injury, but a big performance needed in a big game. Yeah, I thought Kanate did really well in that game, to be fair. Blocked one nearly on the line late on, whether or not he meant to. Shattered by the end. He will be shattered. He had to work his ass off today. Virgil van Dijk, 7. Obviously made the usual big-headed interventions when needed, but also spent a lot of time. I've lost my train of thought now. But also spent a lot of the first half mellowing at teammates for being slow to react or move the ball. Had to be speedy down the left channel more than once with Højlund running the space. Terrific recovery run and sliding block straight after the restart, and then got back to block a 3-on-2 counter in the final 10 minutes. Yeah, I noticed as well during the game that Virg was shot with a Trent quite a lot, shaking his head and stuff and saying for fuck's sake and stuff like that. So even Virgil van Dijk noticed that Trent was shite. And he was shite. I'm not being biased. Trent was shite. I agree with the 4. Andy Robertson, 6. Another bad performance from Andy Robertson. I hope we get Kirkers this month. Got forward a few times, but mostly as an overlapper rather than crossing himself. Ahmad, did him for pace, which is understandable. The kid's fast, which is understandable, but otherwise but otherwise coped well with the winger first half, beaten to a cutback for 2-2 in a move we've seen too often this term. Ryan Gravenberch, 7. Lovely turn, run and shot on the half-hour mark. Was one of the few to try and pick up the tempo first half at times, when too often the team was playing safe and easy, even factoring in the sodden pitch. Could have done a little more defensively, you feel at times, but not overrun in his zone. More about getting back to stop runners. Alexis McAllister, 8. They've given McAllister the man of the match. Some magnificent one-touch control in shocking conditions, then made a brilliant run and first-time strike, which was saved by the feet of Onana. Was the best player on the pitch first half, and while he faded a bit in terms of involvement after the restart, as the game got stretched, he won back possession plenty of times in key areas or to spark corners. Curtis Jones, 6, while perfectly valid as a starter in his own right, was probably the benefactor of this occasion of Dominic Soboslai's illness. A bit of a loose start with his touch and passing, and the crowd reacted to that quite a few times. Lost a couple of tackles too, and despite some moments of decent play, this was a game he was below his best by a distance. They all were, to be fair. I wouldn't say anybody played well. Maybe Maka and Gakpo, but that's about it, really, to be fair. Mohamed Salah, 7. Neat touches and fine pass for Alexis' chance. Pulled back when running away for the most blatant yellow of the season, but rarely got himself into shooting areas. Curling one off target when he did near the break. Stood up for the penalty with 20 to play and buried it bottom corner, but not one of the most involved matches. Cody Gakpo, 7. Made a great run early on, but clipped his effort just wide. Had a hard-working but fairly quiet game in terms of being an outball, but produced the moment of the match to beat his man, cut inside and blaze a brilliant equaliser into the top corner. Luis Diaz, 6. Killed the first decent opening well off target, but putting his customary run off the ball. Beyond that, not a whole heap in truth. Yeah, I agree. It wasn't a great game for Diaz. The starting lineup for the match might have shown him to be the starting striker right now, but the match against also showed how to perhaps not be a real number 9, which at times is still required. So I don't bother with substitutes, but I do want to do a mention of Conor Bradley. So they've given Conor Bradley a 6, and they've said nearly won it in the last minute with a brilliant run and shot. That's all they said. I think that was unfair. I thought it was a 7. He did more in his 10 minutes than Trent did in 85, to be honest, from what I've been told, what I've read. I'm willing at Conor Bradley. I do, unfortunately, think that Trent's head is turned. I think it's getting to him now. You can see that in the game. He was really, really poor. But I won't go on about it. We all watched it. I'll give my opinion in the review. But that's it for the player ratings. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and please leave me a comment about anything to do with the game, about Trent's situation. If you'd like to support the channel, the links are in the video description. Also, go and subscribe to Coppets of Anfield AI. But that's it for now. Take it easy.